Good morning, 7th graders. It's Valerie from the Putnam County Library. And I know this year's going to look a little different. You guys are used to coming over here and checking out books, and we talk to you about different authors and genres and stuff. We're not going to be able to do that right now, but we have decided to make some videos and feature the authors and genres and bring those books to you. So let's get started. This month's author for 7th grade is Riley Pearson. This category is in the fantasy category, and so all of our books today are about fantasy, and we're very fortunate we have a lot of fun fantasy books that cover lots of different things. So this is about Riley Pearson. Riley Pearson is a New York Times bestselling author with nearly 30 adult suspense novels and over 15 children's adventure novels, published in 22 languages and 70 countries. He has had his novels adapted to both network televisions and stage. He has also co-produced and written documentaries for television. He's appeared on The Today Show, Good Morning America, Craig Ferguson, CNN, BBC, and NPR, and he's reviewed in major newspapers all around the world. He began his career as a singer-songwriter for an acoustic rock band and spent nearly a decade on the road. He continued his music as a founding member for the Rock Bottom Remainders, a 60s rock and roll band featuring best-selling authors, which recently played its last gig after 20 years. Following attendance at Kansas University and Brown University, Riley's songwriting led to script writing and script writing to novels. His first work, Never Look Back, was published in 1985. In 1990, Riley was the first American to be awarded the Raymond Chandler Fulbright Fellowship in Detective Fiction in Oxford University. In 2008, he was a visiting professor in the College of International Language and Literature at Fudan University in Shanghai, China. Riley has earned a reputation for writing fiction and grips the imagination. His crime novels emphasize dazzling, inventive detail and all too often imitate life. His previous novels have helped solve 2 real-life homicides and helped settle an environmental lawsuit. The Disney Theatrical created a stage play of his children's novel, Peter and the Starcatchers, co-written with a Pulitzer Prize-winning humorist, Dave Barry. It opened in March of 2011 and is now on Broadway. Riley was raised in Riverside, Connecticut, and he and his wife Marcelle and their 2 daughters currently divide their time between the Midwest and the Northern Rockies. So that's a little bit about Riley Pearson. So what kids' books is he most known for, or teen books really? Well, the one he's most known for is Kingdom Keepers. If you are a suspense person, if you like fantasy and fun and mystery and just off the wall, this is for you. It also ties into the world of Disney World, so that gives it a little different dimension as well. So here it goes. They're coming closer, Willis shouted. Finn heard little thuds as the dolls in its small world connected with the hull of the boat. This isn't happening, Maybeck said, trying to sound calm. It's part of a collective dream, a collective nightmare. Shut up, cried Charlene. Paddle! In this fantastical thriller, 5 young teens, tapped as models for theme park guides, find themselves pitted against Disney's villains and witches that threaten both the future of Walt Disney World and the stability of the world outside its walls. Using a cutting-edge technology called DHI, which stands for both Disney Host Interactive and Daylight Hologram Imaging, Finn Whitman, an Orlando teen, and 4 other kids are transformed into hologram projections that guide guests through the park. The new technology turns out, however, to have unexpected effects that are both thrilling and scary. Soon, Finn finds himself transported in his DHI form into the Magic Kingdom at night. Is it real? Is he dreaming? Finn's confusion only increases when he encounters Wayne, an elderly Imagineer who tells him that the park is in grave danger. Led by the scheming witch Maleficent, a mysterious group of characters called the Overtakers is plotting to destroy Disney's beloved realm, and maybe more. And that's the first in the Kingdom Keeper series. Another book that's written by Riley Pearson is called The Return. This is the first book in the Return series called Disneylands. Now, this is a spin-off from Kingdom Keepers, but it's independent of each other. You don't necessarily have to read one and not the other. Okay, so this is what this one's about. Graduation from high school has left 5 kids who work for Disney on separate tracks. Nicknamed the Kingdom Keepers for having battled Disney villains and won, Finn, Fiddly, Charlene, Maybeck, and Willow will soon be off to college, but not so fast. At a Disney convention, something goes horribly wrong, deadly wrong. The Kingdom Keepers are reminded that evil can be beaten, but rarely defeated. The group's leader, Finn, is convinced that an unexplained mysterious message is for real. His friends couldn't disagree more. Despite the strain it puts on their friendships, Finn's own accountability, he's determined to follow the message to its logical end. Soon, Finn is sneaking around Disneyland at night, creating places he shouldn't, and winding puzzling riddles, all without the help of his friends. So again, it is a Kingdom Keepers book, but it can be read independently from the Kingdom Keepers series. And the third book in a different series that Riley has written is called Lock and Key, and this one, the first book, is The Initiation. If you like Sherlock Holmes, this might be something you might enjoy. James Moretti is one of the great criminal masterminds the world has ever known, but before he became the scheming, remorseless villain that he is now, he was just my older brother, James. James and I grew up like the Charles River and the cobblestone sidewalks that run alongside it, separate but inseparable. He was fast and rough as only a big brother can be, and I gave him boundaries which he constantly rolled up against, but which we both knew he needed. But that was before Father forced us to enroll in Baskerville Academy. That was before everything changed. At Baskerville, an elite private boarding school founded by ancestors, James started drifting to the darkness. It was there he met his roommate, the inseparable Sherlock Holmes. Lock and Key, The Initiation. Now, I also have a bunch of other fantasy type books. Of course, there's the classic Aragon. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Aragon, but a little bit about it. When Aragon finds a polished bluestone in the forest, he thinks it's the lucky discovery of a poor farm boy. Perhaps it will buy his family meat for winter. But when the stone brings a dragon hatchling, Aragon soon realizes that he has stumbled upon a legacy nearly as old as the Empire himself. Overnight, he is thrust into a perilous new world of destiny, magic, and power. Aragon. Another very popular fantasy series is the Pendragon series, and the first one in the Pendragon series is The Merchant of Death. Bobby Pendragon is a seemingly normal 14-year-old boy. He has a family, a home, and even Marley, his beloved dog. But there's something very special about Bobby. He's going to save the world. And not just Earth as we know it. Bobby is slowly starting to realize that life in the cosmos isn't quite what he thought it was. And before he can object, he is swept off to an alternate dimension known as the Duran, a territory inhabited by strange beings, ruled by magical tyrants, and plagued by dangerous revolution. Pendragon. Now, this one I thought sounded really interesting. I thought anybody who's into, like literature or other types of stories might really get a kick out of it because it's called the Yellow Brick War. So it's kind of a spin from The Wizard of Oz. Once upon a time, there was a girl from Kansas named Dorothy. You might know her as the girl who rode the cyclone. She ended up in Oz, where she became friends with the Tin Woodman, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion. But the temptation of magic was too much for her. She let it change her. Her friends became twisted versions of their former selves. The magical land of Oz is now a dark and menacing place. My name is Amy Gum. Tornadoes must have a thing for girls from Kansas because I got swept away on one too. I also landed in Oz, where good is wicked, wicked is good, and the wicked witches clued me in to my true calling, an assassin. The only way to stop Dorothy from destroying Oz and Kansas is to get rid of her, and I'm the only one that can do it. Yellow Brick War. I thought it just sounded like kind of fun and goofy. This one's called Strange the Dreamer by Liana Taylor. Bleh. She's best known for her Smoke and Bones series. This one came out a couple of years ago, and this is not part of the series. The dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around. And Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has always feared that his dream chose poorly. Since he was 5, he's been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep. But it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world to search for it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance to lose his dream forever. What happened to Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? What exactly did Godslayer slay that went by the name of God, and what is the mysterious problem that he now seeks help in solving? The answers await in Weep, but so do more mysteries, including the blue-skinned goddess who appears in Laszlo's dreams. How did he dream of her before she even existed? And if all the gods are dead, why does she seem so real? And that is The Strange, the Dreamer. This one may appear to, the girls, maybe some boys, I don't know. This one's called Glittering Court by Rachel Mead. Big and sweeping, spanning from the ravine palaces of Osfrid to the gold dust and untamed forests of Adora, the Glittering Court tells the story of Adelaide, an Osfridian countess who poses as her servant to escape an arranged marriage and start a new life in Adoria, the new world. But to do that, she must join the Glittering Court. Both a school and business venture, the Glittering Court is designed to transform impoverished girls into upper-class ladies who appear destined for powerful and wealthy marriages in the new world. Adelaide naturally excels in her training and even makes new friends, the fiery former laundress Damsons and the beautiful Sumerian refugee Mira. She manages to keep her true identity hidden from all but one, the intriguing Cedric Thorne, the son of the wealthy proprietor of the Glittering Court. When Adelaide discovers that Cedric is hiding a dangerous secret of his own, together they hatch a scheme to make the best of Adelaide's deception. Complications soon arrive, and first they cross the treacherous seas of Osford to Adoria, and when Adelaide catches the attention of the powerful governor. So this is Glittering Court. So it's considered a fantasy because it's a made-up kingdom. It's not real. It never, ever happened. And the last book I'm going to show you guys is called Hood. And it's by Stephen Lawhead. So I think it's, by using the term hood and we've got an arrow, you probably are thinking Robin Hood. That's what I was thinking. So let's find out if we're right. What will you do with the life now that you have it back? These words have from the wizened old woman taunt Branab Britchens, heir to the throne of Eiffel. She has saved his life, and for that he is grateful. But her demands are growing more insistent. Bewildered, yet fascinated, Bran sits night after night by the fire and listens as the ancient crone stings the long-forgotten songs of elder world, of realm of warrior queens, and princely companions of dangerous deeds and queer enchantments, and a terrifying creature called King Raven. Born into a position of privilege, Bran has grown up headstrong and selfish, rebelling against his tyrant of a father, but now his father, the king of the Welsh borderland, Cantref of Ethanol, has been killed by Norman invaders. His lands have been seized, and his people have been enslaved. It falls to Bran, a marked and hunted man, to defend his people and regain their homeland. Hood is a tale of loss and triumph, vice and virtue, power and corruption, and justice and mercy. Sounds like Robin Hood a bit. Okay, so all of the books that I've selected for you 7th graders, they all have AR points associated with them because I know that's really important for you guys right now. And you guys can pick and choose what you feel is what you're going to like the best. And next month, I'll have a completely different selection of books for you and a new video as well. So until then, stay safe and healthy.